It's actually 6:46. I just went out to the store. So look, I wanted to show you guys. They've done this overnight. You can see the, I'm gonna have to just do this with, there's no cars really. You can see that little thing at the top. They just stuck it in there. I've been watching this spot because it's just so interesting because it's right here on the road. Now look at this. So this is why I turned around. It's just absolutely amazing. I'm hoping a car doesn't come. There's a symmetrical X. So I showed you guys. So look at all the new stuff's all scraped. There's like X's in there. Look. It's an X with a field goal right there, right? And then look at this. This has happened since, you guys. I'm like freaking out right now. All right, so look at the symmetrical X. Look at the X. You guys, they just did that. It's just happened. You know because I showed you this. The leaning teepee. So we get a better angle on it. Look at that. So there's your leaning teepee. There's a symmetrical X that no one, I'm telling you, you just can't see when you pass. Look at it. It's unbelievable to look at off of the camera. It's really good. So there's a little spot right there off the road. You got a leaning. There's a leaner. That's a Y. See that? It's actually a Y. It's a little spot right here on the side of the road, and it actually is private property. I thought it wasn't, but there's a sign right down by the river here, and there's like a spot. So like, when is this spot? And you can see underneath, like where that teepee is, like down there, how the ground is all different in there. See how it's all disturbed? They just are in there. I don't know why. Or look at this other branch. All the things I'm noticing. See that branch is broken right there, and it's just placed in there, and it wraps up right there. That's really, really interesting to me. This spot is, you guys, the vibes and the feelings I get here are just simply unbelievable. Look at the bend. Oh my goodness. You can barely see it. It's right there. There's an incredible bend right there. You see it? The big one. Look at that. Now I'd love just to walk around in there, but here's the problem. Right there, you can see the sign. Oh, I mean, there's a spot right there. Now, my guess is, it's not like, oh, they made a spot right there. It's that spot's always been important to them for some reason. I gotta tell you, I'm really starting to believe that's the case, that they have certain spots. Now, of course, they'll give them up, I guess, if they have to, but, you know, that are very important. I think that they need them to come in and out of, you know, with their little tricks, whatever they do. In here is just so interesting to me. Some sand down there. I'm looking for prints. You know, every little branch, there's something going on. You know, it's all discreet stuff, but not really back there. I mean, if you stop and look at that, I'm gonna turn around. We'll look at it one more time. It's really amazing. Private property. I never see any of these homeowners. They're just, no one's ever like just at their mailbox where I could be like, hey, look. And who normally would, except at this spot. So I kind of want to give you an idea of how I'm seeing this. I'm coming down, you know, there's just nothing there, but I've been staring at this every single day since I've gotten here. You know, and as you can go by, you can see, like anybody else is going 55 here, you're never going to see that stuff. You know, look at the X. Look at that symmetrical X right there. And there's a teepee behind it. That's, to me, that's amazing, you guys. I mean, what we're doing here is, to me, is just a mind blower. Like, it just because, yeah, I'm deep in this. I feel like I'm deeper in this than most people in the whole world. Not in a bragging thing, but that's just how far I've decided to go with this, you know. And it's a 24-hour day, and it can be burden-like. It really can be. As you can see, we got a little coating today or last night, and it's going to snow again. No horses. So I turned my camera on too soon because it's so early and I've barely had enough coffee yet. Look what I got. Again, I just want some because I actually ran out of propane last night. I got my heaters on, but they didn't refill. They just refill it for me, and they didn't. So that spot, there's something going on there. And as you can see, you know, these hills are amazing up here. They're all up here. They're, you know, they just come right down. I have a feeling like right down around this river here. Let me just go down. I don't want to. I know there's people that are watching that know exactly where I am, and that's fine. But I don't want to like see like in here. It's very interesting back. I'm using my cell phone, so I wasn't planning on doing a video. But you can see back in there, you know, it's real choppy. I think a lot of it's from, you know, people, you know, making piles. But that's the kind of stuff they like. You know, they don't think they won't be involved with, like, you know, natural type structures. Like, you know, so if you have a pile of sticks, or, you know, it's a natural thing they would do, you know, they'll use it. I see it all the time. You know, a good example is like a giant pine tree. You know, like, you know, and you go into the pine tree and you have that big inside and the bottom. They love to do that. You know, they'll use natural stuff. They don't always have to build it, but it seems like they do. So, you know what? I'll show you my home. I had to move spots. So there's the trailer. All of these spots will be full in the next day or two. They're booked solid. So I'm, you know, it's costing me, like, this is what's actually killing me right now, is having to stay here. I jumped the gun a little bit with the cold and a travel trailer, but it's doing really good. So I just leave they should, like, by 8 o'clock, they should fill that. Trailer's doing really good. There it is. Yay. My spoiled cat is in there. That was my old spot. This guy, I'm giving him even a lie, like, because he thinks he's cool in my spot. And I was like, that's my spot. That's where I was, right there. Yeah, it's like I was saying before, you guys, RVs, this is not a cheap thing. This isn't like, if you think you're going to get out of a mortgage and not pay your rent or out of your apartment, oh, I'll just live in here. Well, good luck, because it's going to cost you way more than it does renting an apartment. I can promise you that. And that's just for your spot, not even for paying for your RV, insurance, and all that stuff, you know. All right, over and out. I am so excited about that little spot. I really, really am. I tried to make I got close to it the other night, but not all the way over there. And I knew I was on private property. Like, I didn't think I was, and realized I was, and turned around. I had some issues going on near me, and noises and all kinds of things. I had no camera with me, just my thermal binocs. And once I knew they were there, I didn't even have the guts to pick it up and look at them. I didn't want them to, I wasn't scared, but I was a little scared, actually, but I didn't want them to, you know, is a sign of, like, oh, look, I see, we give him a chance, and he's gonna put the stupid binoculars up. So I didn't. You guys got to wait till you're in a situation like that, and, you know, you realize that your trust or whatever, their faith in you could be, it's just like, if there's a possibility of it, you know, if there's a possibility of going down a notch in their eyes, then I'm not taking that chance, basically. So, over and out. Hope everyone has a great day. Me and Callie will be out Sunday for the longest day we've ever done. We're doing like a 12-hour day. It's snowing again. I don't know. I know I have a few ideas of where we're going, but it's going to be, we're just going to base it on the weather and what happens. Either way, I promise you, something amazing will happen that day, because I'm on to some really great spots that I need to continue looking through, and I know it's going to be great. So, well, we'll see you soon.